Who in life has not once fallen into the same level of loneliness and suddenly felt weak? So fragile, never once about to fall down in the storm. Never once in life have I been discouraged by the changing world and people's hearts. Cold, never once felt find some peace in this life. Why is life so difficult? It's not too long to say it's long. Short is not really short, living one day is a blessing, cherish it. Every minute, because time once gone will never return. Again, do people unnecessary self-righteous earth once moved. Everyone has to move from the past to the present. The more people do it, the more even they are. There is no good ending, so even if there is a possibility, it is certain. Must maintain proper modesty, do your job well. If you are gold, then all will shine bright, no matter how troubled you are. Don't forget to smile. Even when laughing quickly, you must pay attention to your tone of voice and don't forget to persevere. Patience is tiring, but don't forget to love yourself. A simple life is the happiest life. People who know how to be content are often satisfied. Happy, generous, forgive anything, cannot think, too complicated, heart carry. Too much stuff is tiring for the memory and needs to be periodically cleared away. And the uncomfortable situation in the heart is completely erased. People can live a day is to have a minute a day to cherish. Life is short, just a few decades, don't let yourself regret it. The mountain of the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Sadness also lasts a day, happiness also lasts a day. A day without paying attention to trivial matters makes both body and mind uncomfortable. Roofs have a little pain, look down on them after all. It just helps us practice. Some people remember well. Remembering deeply is not necessarily happiness. There are some things that if we know how to let go gently, we will feel comfortable on the road. The ups and downs of life train you to be gentle, the winds and rains of life help you. The key to keeping a smile on your face is understanding and sympathy. Understand, bring joy, put in heart, quietly, slowly dissolve you. Life is not if, there are only past results that cannot be retrieved, but if. If you could go back, it would definitely not be perfect. Things that belong to someone else are you. No need to admire, because just try, you will achieve what you have. No need to brag, because those things can be achieved by others with effort. A little more joy, a little less sorrow, regardless of rich or poor, high status or low knowledge, shallow or deep, just need to be happy. Smile every day, tired, consider it okay. Otherwise it is living a life of self-indulgence. A person who knows he is approaching death often lives life to the fullest. In the remaining days they live slowly to look at life, to look at their loved ones. The last time everything around them was so beautiful and precious they cherished it. Every passing minute and every coming minute for them, every second is used one by one. So careful they never lose a moment to useless work. And I naturally throw away the cloth, wasting every moment I have. Have we lived fully in the present moment, or have we never walked? I was in such a hurry that I forgot to look at the beauty of the poplar trees along the road. I walked like a ghost, chasing me to live next to the one I love, but never really had a chance to be completely present with me. Always worrying about the calculations of life, suddenly looking back, oh my gosh, you've gone far away. Have we known how to forgive and forget mistakes, or are we still immersed in torment and suffering? My dear, come back and live fully today, so that if we leave tomorrow, we will still be there. Never regret in this moment, let us live. Forgive, live with all your heart to treat each other. Around us there are so many magical things, from tree branches to wildflowers. The road is so beautiful. Let's walk firmly in each step. Steps, love with all your heart in every moment you have, give your existence. Give your loved one a happy smile to let them know how happy you are. Still present right here and in this place, no matter what tomorrow brings, whether we exist or not. This moment is still the most important moment in our lives, and we should too. Sometimes it is best to contemplate death every day, because there are many advantages to doing so, and it should be made clear right away that contemplating death does not have means we must become sad, scared, sick, or discouraged, just want to. Suicide is not the opposite. The more we experience death with understanding, the more we can live more understanding and compassionately. For example, whenever my boss is upset, I often think like this: life is very short, everyone will die. So what is the benefit of arguing with others? Hot seat has little benefit, absolutely nothing. It is better to keep it. Arguing or getting angry does not solve problems, it only creates more. Thinking like that helps me calm down. Control yourself from getting caught up in negative feelings thanks to the but just handle it. Be more gentle with others. Of course, this is not always easy to do. Sometimes maybe a lot when I forget that reflection should be stuck into grandiose statements and over emotions, but when I reminded myself of the brevity, the transience of life and the absurdity of getting angry, I calmed down and talk with similar self-control when agitated or anxious. What's the use of worrying about something? Life will pass. Death awaits everyone without exception. Death makes equality for all people, so while I am alive I should live the best life I can. I can mean living mindfully, living every moment every day. Do your best for that day, thinking clear-headed like that. I will be able to get through it all worries and live lighter and happier than we can possibly imagine. That whether we worry or not, we are all going to grow old and die, so let us go. Is it better to grow old without worries? That thinking is more clear. No one can deny that happiness means living without worries. Many make us shorten our life, cause illness and premature death. This also helps us to let go of all worries and live happier. The more we think, the more we understand death, the more tolerant, patient, kind and gentle we will be. The easier we are with ourselves and with others, the less we cling to possessions. Material possessions will be less greedy when realizing the brevity of life. When we understand that no matter how much wealth we accumulate, we can never. If we could take a penny with us when we die, we would be less calculating than we could be. Loosen up and start enjoying the joy of sharing and giving love and care. Other people's hearts. We will realize that life is not just about accumulating. We will be more generous in saving our wealth than in sharing it and bringing joy and happiness. Bring joy and happiness to others' lives. The difference is what makes life more meaningful and beautiful. That is what is important. Love and compassion can sprout and blossom within us like a tree full of beautiful flowers. We can become really good people. Beautiful, full of compassion towards people, with a heart full of love. Regardless of race, religion, social status, and then our lives will have new light, and we can say we are truly happy and human. And when death comes, we will have no regrets when leaving this world. We can die happy and peaceful with a smile on our face. The golden man is happy. The suffering revolves around the wandering of the Fu Van, the end of the sky. The life is the same for thousands of years. Upstream and downstream we return to the old place to be happy with ourselves. What are you looking for in life? Are you looking for the two words peace? When people have to do something, they always feel troubled, restless. Some people want to let go but cannot make up their mind. So what to do with a man with a miserable face? Asked a monk, "Dear monk, why are there some things and some children could not let go of?" The monk said, "There is nothing that cannot be let go." The other man said again, "Sir, why are there things and people that I keep forgetting over and over again?" Unable to let go, the monk told the man to pick up the cup. Then he poured tea into the cup. The monk poured until the tea was clear. The cup spilled out and the man immediately felt his hand burning unbearably. Put down the teacup. At this moment the monk came back. There is nothing in this world that cannot be let go of, as long as you feel pain. You will give up by yourself. It's true that when we have done something, it is difficult to give up fame when we have money. It is difficult to let go of money when we have love. Difficult when we already have a career. Finding it difficult to let go of a career. All these things make us. We can't let go because in our hearts we still have thoughts and dreams. Thinking about them or being attracted to them, or because of their behavior. The reason why the other side has not yet touched the boundaries of our tolerance is generally because they have not yet caused. We ourselves are in so much pain that we have to let go. For example, it is difficult for us to let go of love. Love is because in our hearts we still have hope and expectation that in the future, there will be a change in the hearts of those who are still hindered by greed. Guessing often thinks ahead and behind, so holding on is slow and letting go is also slow. If the person experiences a major event or is close to death, he or she may make them change. When we treat something or someone in a way that, thinking more openly and taking it more lightly makes letting go easier. The reason we fall into suffering is because we have many desires in our hearts. We all have to think about those desires every day. Of course we will see. Very tiring. This is like shopping for furniture for a new house. At first, to satisfy our needs or preferences we buy a lot of things. Many years later, We found out that the house was filled with too many things, including things that were never meant to be there. Now that we have come to the point where we think we will get rid of something, we know what to throw away. Everything we find meaningful also keep memories, so can't bear to throw anything away. In the end, keep everything, have to accept living in a small, stuffy space. But if one day the apartment, our house, is leaking rain and things get wet or torn, then we easily throw them away right away. This is when we are really in pain. Naturally let go of an old man telling his child, hold my hand tight. Tell me, what do you feel, child? Hold my hand tight. Yes, I'm a little tired. Try using a little more strength. Why do I feel more tired? A bit uncomfortable and suffocated. Let go of the child's hand and breathe a sigh of relief. Sometimes I feel tired. The tighter I hold, the more tired I feel. Letting go can be easy. Carrying a lot of burden, right? Oh, how simple the truth is. Clearly letting go is comfortable. Roof right. In life there are many things we should let go, because if we keep they will become a kind of bondage. Must be brave to let go to be free and reach liberation. Happy. Each person has only one heart, half tired of life, half heavy with attachment and sadness. Brain makes heart too, depending on the days and months of life. Understand what is heavy, then know how to live lightly. Understand the source of a calm mind, thin heart. Just escaped from pain. Don't think life is eternal. It's actually surprisingly short. Just look at the little heart working 24 hours a day. Live like summer flowers, die like autumn leaves. Life is like a passing wind. Hurry up. Lock heart in prison. In life, meeting or parting is all fate. Following it will bring peace. The best thing about childhood is happiness is very simple. Growing up, being able to live a simple life is happiness, so that coming here is not in vain. Do good deeds all your life and love what is good, because meditation is always good. Bring happiness to yourself and to others. The common man, when about to touch. When it comes to happiness, joy is excited, but when it is achieved, worry suddenly arises. Nothing in life is absolute, but there is always compensation if you get more. The more you have, the more responsibility you will have. Life is like the sun. Sometimes it is very bright. Sometimes life is dark. After all, it's only 2 minutes. 1 minute to smile, 1 minute to sigh, and half a minute to mourn. Love life is not long, not short. Should cherish, should keep, should throw away. Let go of the suffering that needs to be seen through to overcome. Through a failure, fail. It is a common thing. How many people in life have never failed? But if they fail, if you fall down and can't get up, the rest of your life will probably be just complaints. Are the only complaints most successful people make. It is those who fall the most that are important to know how to stand. After falling, don't just lie there lamenting your life and waiting for someone to come help me here. Your life is yours to decide. Which path to take is also yours. If you choose not to get up after falling, don't hope to go on. Good management. Life ahead is full of promise. Two cannot see through. Yourself cannot see yourself. Lost in a vicious circle, not seeing one's wounds compared to each fight. Can't see the quiet place behind the meaningless bustle is the sadness. The great suffering of life is that people think they understand themselves best. It is quite the opposite, to see into the deepest part of one's soul, which is difficult. The hardest thing in life is that there are many things that you cannot see. See your own situation, cannot see yourself, lost in a circle. Wandering around without seeing the wounds after each fight, without seeing a peaceful place. Behind the hustle and bustle you can't see the road. After a whole life of weariness and fatigue, I can't find peace after all the sorrows. Sad not to see true love in the sea of strangers. I regret the past if I keep living in the past. Regret the mountains, regret the past, regret the past. The incomplete work has made me regret the vanity and applause. If we don't win, we will be tormented all our lives. People are easily haunted by the past. Especially when looking back at the beautiful days I had, I regret the memories even though they are memories. Thoughts are like mist, regretting things that cannot be done even though there is no chance left. We regret the reputation of the applause of victory even though it is all in vain. Vin lives in regret all his life, will not be at peace. Yesterday is just a storm. Rain and rain will eventually stop. Yesterday is just a movie that has been seen before. Also, no longer attached to the past means still living a day of attachment very many times. You have to accept that some things cannot be undone. Some things cannot be undone. There are words that can never be taken back, and regretting the past is denial. A layer of gloomy clouds over the present and future of. 4. Don't know how to let go. The cow cannot let go of people and things that have gone far away. Feeling guilty about past sins is like carrying a stone organ on the road. 10,000 miles so long, so hard, so tiring. Let go here is not just let go material things, but also letting go of any sadness or worries if you can't. Let go of them. Those doubts will gradually poison your soul and make you don't have a peaceful day. Letting go is also the way Buddha taught to. People can be free from worldly things and return to their purest and most honest nature. As said, one cannot let go of one's own, just like a traveler on a journey of 10,000 miles. But your back is still trying to carry a heavy rock. How can you reach the destination of life? If you insist on it, you will bring burdens and constraints. Life is not a sea of suffering. We create suffering for ourselves only when we look at it differently. Soul of radiant light. I have learned that sometimes we have the right to be angry but not means having the right to be cruel. I have learned that if you don't master your emotions and they will control you. I have learned that to build trust takes a lifetime to build but only seconds to destroy. I've learned that you can't make people love you all the way. All you can do is become someone who others can love for the rest of you. It depends on the other person. I have learned that never. Don't count the things you have in life, count the friends you have in life. I learned that true friendships will continue to grow regardless of distance. True love is like that. I have learned that to live happily. If you are blessed, forgive. Knowing how to forgive others is not enough. Need to know how to forgive yourself in the first place. Is what I like most. Sometimes we have the right, but that doesn't mean we have the right to be cruel. Many times in life I have been annoyed by others many times. I tried to find a way to get revenge, but it only made me more angry. Evil is all. Let go of anger. Then also forget the relationship. Deep affection and peace in your soul is what important things. Before saying anything we should learn. Be gentle, listen before criticizing and laughing. We should look back and criticize ourselves. Judge yourself in the second half of your life. Learn how to. Trantin is sometimes misunderstood by others. We should not argue in life. There are many things that are right and wrong that are difficult to say clearly, and even completely impossible. True or completely false in the second half of life. Learn to bow. You alone. Do not disagree with your children. Talk to your friends about things that are contradictory. This is okay too. You can do some housework like cleaning the house. While working you will notice your mood and thoughts gradually calm down. Half down. Wait until later. Don't feel regret. Life is a long road with endless. The number of choices is cheap and we always have to choose continuously without any chance to repeat the choice. Once you choose, don't regret it. Sometimes it's fate or karma that urges you to do it. Have chosen and stuck with what they have chosen. In the second half of your life, keep it simple. Thinking too much only makes you miserable. Life is more complicated. Living simply is actually a blessing from heaven. Give us the ability to smell the aroma of food and realize the joy of life. Have fun chatting with friends in the second half of your life and become normal. People at a certain age naturally no longer like noisy things. Enthusiasm and calmness help the body stay healthy and prolong life regardless of the cause. Whether our material life is abundant or poor, we only need inner peace. It is we are living a happy life. Happy half-life. Sometimes be foolish. Some things need to be indifferent, but don't be indifferent about things that can't be clarified. Need to clarify who needs to be passed over, then just pass over. If you only know how to remember but not know. Forget. Only know how to calculate but not know how to let go. Only know how to be clever but not know. If we are clumsy, our lives will always be full of troubles. Brain half-life about us. Sometimes let go version. Eat fruits and vegetables, healthy foods every day. Don't try to satisfy those cravings. Craving for food and drink because of the body's fatness and old age, we will walk. No matter how hard it is, you shouldn't push yourself too hard. Eating and enjoying all the flavors of life in moderation, we will feel the spirit and body ethereal. More than half of life often bless people. How we treat others will be the same way they will treat us. So always bless your friends, children and grandchildren, even with your own. Even if you are far away, do not hesitate to give a blessing when you make others happy. You will find that you are also filled with joy. Happy live a full life, joy, sadness, success, failure, also past spring. Rustling leaves waiting for autumn to fall, live to love and live leisurely. Should also learn to change the position of thinking for others, usually want to achieve first. Must know how to give, want sympathy, need tolerance, want someone to care. Mind should learn to respect when others respect, need self. Be empathetic when working, you think about other people's dilemmas. People will also care about their friend's problem and help when they need it. There will certainly be a response commensurate with the person who is not on the same page. We can never fully understand each other. There are things you feel are simple, but the other side feels the pressure is heavy. There are many things that people think are not worth it. Must mention, but my heart still remembers we are not. So different perspectives on problems and different ways of thinking. Different. So when interacting with others, the most difficult but also most valuable thing is to know. Stand on the other side's position and consider from there you can appreciate the problem they are concerned about and then find the most gentle solution possible. The best state for two people to communicate with each other is that they understand each other. No matter how difficult it is, I still want to help you fulfill your wish. I know. You intended to express it but silently cherished and kept that feeling inside. No one is perfect. Work is not always easy. Smooth sailing, everyone has times of difficulty going back and forth for a long time. Misunderstandings can also arise if you know the position of the change, but the troublesome considerations will reduce down to treat each other sincerely. Love will be deep. Deep human question and feelings. Easy to hurt people, I think mostly words. Words are considered the key to open the hearts of others and also a deadly weapon. You cannot know the pain of the injured person if you have not seen the pain of the injured person. How much my words hurt, so much when words are like knives. Invisible murder without seeing blood, but extremely sharp and cruel. One sentence. A cold look and an impulsive move are enough to melt away all the heat. The defect of the foot on the left does not choose words when excited, speaks whatever. Convenience can become a knife stabbing into the heart of others, the closer the relationship. The wound will be deeper when the speaker is too careless to make the other person. Hearing loss can also be caused by the habit of talking loudly. Big mouth, snake heart. Buddha can also be in a bad mood for no reason, but also, you should think about how much the other person loves you to be able to endure and tolerate. So long time passes, wound can. The scar will never go away and may be painful or itchy, if any. Suddenly touching, although words cannot directly take someone's life, but it is very easy to do. Wear out feelings, push people away, make us lose meaning. Life is cold, actually, when together people try. The greatest hurt is the coldness of your expectations. When you die and turn your back, how can you save someone who is disappointed? Quiet time will gradually become cold. A lot of problems, not one. An apology is a return of words. In a harmonious relationship, it is not easy to get hurt and then want to go back. In the beginning it was almost impossible to hurt someone and then regret it just by opening them. Be generous, manage your emotions well, pay attention to what you say. A little respect for the people around you, wholeheartedly in the present, will keep the favors. Good love, it cannot be denied that everyone has times encountering troubles that make the mood worse. Some people because of life pressure. Too heavy, some people because of unsatisfactory work, and some people because of unsatisfactory love. Each person has their own way to resolve negative emotions. Some people get angry, scream, even beat people to vent their anger. Good and bad are mostly created by circumstances. People who get angry easily are used to being raised. Only care about yourself and don't care about putting yourself in other people's shoes. Other to consider frankly as selfish. Usually we easily get angry with relatives around and treat them more generously than people. Sometimes rely on love. They feel for us, and then if we are a little bad, we get angry and demand. Not thinking about causing harm to loved ones. One side enjoys love. Their one side is constantly angry, not selfish. Then what do we need? Look back at your attitude and see if you should continue like this. No. In fact, only people who lack self-control are afraid of others. We all understand that anger does not solve the problem. We need to face it. If you are not satisfied, then calmly consider and find a solution. Try to think about it. Hot-tempered. It makes us lose so many feelings, hurts so many people, and affects so many people. Many things once anger arises, there is no way to keep calm to continue. Contact with people cannot work normally, even breathing. There are no benefits to being easily angered, so don't think that the habit of getting angry is bad. Normal, a person who cannot even control his own emotions, only shows their selfishness and helplessness, so prove your mettle. Myself, from the simplest personalities each. Today people stand before pain and kneel down, people stand before pain. The pain reaches the sky but then passes very quickly, someone stands before the pain. The pain is slow and deep, and even though months and years have passed, the feeling never comes back. From the beginning of man standing before the pain of blindness forever until the hair on his head turns gray. People stand before the pain, hold it back and face it and digest it themselves, as a way for B to build himself up to be strong, and you are that kind of person. Which is perhaps the question we least ask ourselves and each other, while it is the most important question to know how we are treating our own lives. Like the question, ask us if we are happy living. We like to care about how people are. Make a lot of money, want to know who they are in love with and how their family is doing, need to know about their promotion. They or simply have some special changes in their work, and finally what they plan for the future. Their future. But asking all those questions still only find one implicit comparison from within ourselves. If we are better than them, we may be happy. If we are not as good as them, on the one hand we say happy things, on the other hand we act. Lower your self-esteem about the fact that everyone can be good except you. The concept of living for others is not limited to family relationships, especially in cases where parents want their children to fulfill their own foolish dreams and live for others, because we always choose the system of rules. Projecting other people's lives onto you, you will never know. The results that others have today are the result of how much effort, time, sweat and toil they had to put in. Tears while you have a good sleep from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. while you put your feet up and drink a cup of coffee or a glass of wine in the gentle music of the evenings, looking out at the crowded street with flickering electric lights, while you indulge in the light of your smartphone or iPad screen, watching movies or chatting while you scold. If you curse your whole life, somewhere in this life there are diligent people, hardworking and dedicated to changing myself through each book, each problem, each plan, and even how to do it. How to live better. Are we happy living? If at some point you know how to set the easiest answer to this question is probably that we are not happy. But we are really safe, as most of us are not happy. We learn how. Nestled somewhere beside life, like there are days of crazy love, but also there are days when we hate to the bone. We learn to bite our tongues from childhood, but in my heart, I still keep everything like a needle that doesn't bleed but keeps on bleeding. Looking at it hurts so much that it's not a feeling of satisfaction or anything. Must be the optimism of a mature person, called by its true nature, optimism. Except that in the end we are still not good enough, not strong enough, not enough confident, so we accept. Right? Have you ever thought that if we work unhappy, love someone unhappy, go somewhere unhappy, then what do we live for? Especially we are trying to laugh a lot while we walk to find ourselves among the crowd and find others among the crowd. In life we will inevitably fail many times. Falling in life, no matter how little or much, is also an opportunity for yourself. We become strong, positive thinking, then that is the opportunity for tragedy. Some people think that it is a terrible thing that we cannot overcome. Not everyone is strong enough or sober enough to accept that there are things. Failure is the only way to grow and become stronger. If one day this life, our love life, work and family are all on the brink of collapse, if there is another way, do not give up, be discouraged or afraid of fear. Just makes us lose direction. It is the shortest way to life. Our life has a period so quickly we often think of failure is because I did not try my best. I did not try my best to love. Love someone. Your love is not strong enough to keep that person by your side for long. That person is gone. We take all the blame and all the bad things on ourselves, even though we are not the ones who hurt others and leave us without trying. Try our best to treat everyone around us better. Try to find ways for everyone to understand everything, even those who are not good to us. We still hope that they will. We can understand ourselves more instead of hating ourselves. We just accept bad reputation about ourselves when in fact we are not like that. We often think that failure is because of ourselves not making an effort to get a job that suits each of us. Then you also need to have a suitable job, but what is suitable? Fit is when we get to do what we enjoy. Fit is when the job brings us a certain income. With a steady income, you can also get a suitable job right from the first time. We often think that failure is because we have not treated the people around us with all our sincerity to become. To be a good person in the eyes of others, if given the choice, I would still want to. We are flawed people, not necessarily perfect. Born not to please all the people around you, all the relationships around you. Is it worth it to do everything to make things right? Or are we living according to the habits and preferences of others? Have to live our own life, our own true personality. We are wasting our energy, time and emotions. I have always been so blindly indulgent in their preferences that the truth remains the same. The truth is that if you lower yourself and always be subject to other people's emotions, that's the price you pay. Pay to be better than there is. So tell me how many times we had to hold back our tears to go through the days of suffering and despair if one day everything seems to turn upside down. Back to us when the sky is no longer blue in the eyes of the world. Look at me, no longer magnanimous, the road is closed, and should I continue walking? If you have ever hesitated in that fragile state, then surely we are on a path that is not peaceful and full of consequences right now. It is necessary to reflect on ourselves to see if we are really on the right path. The way is good, there is no one to say it. In the beginning there was no way for people to go. Forever become the paths. The original mind is not contaminated. It's just that people are deeply entangled in the dust of the world, and it becomes a habit that is hard to erase. The heart is filled with many troubles, but the paths are filled with gentle flowers and grass. There are roads paved with thorns and sharp objects, and there are roads that lead to happiness. Happiness and love, but also have paths leading to dark and miserable ends. The reason we have to go on our path today is because we were in the past. Having chosen for oneself, not everyone is lucky enough to go on the right and safe path. Good and noble, there are still many people who are lost forever among a dark fork in the road between the human world, struggling to find a way out. If you are unlucky enough to step on such dangerous dark paths, be strong. Stand up and leave. Choose another path and spread roses on every path. Life is only a few hundred years, but how many people love you? Cannot be together throughout life to meet each other as companions at the beginning. If we are not together at the beginning, we cannot expect to be together at the end. Forever on the journey to find the source of light, you may be too tired. Tired of the gossip and the worries of fame and profit of those who heart closed hands, human grip and narrow prejudice, who continues and who gives up halfway, are choices that each of us makes. Must find the answer when we go through storms to know the heart. No matter how calm you are, get up and walk. Remember to be calm. The pit of thorns is only under our footsteps. We still have the whole vast sky above the head. The pure sun and moon shine day and night. Shines like a pendulum of a clock that finally returns to a state of stillness. We are like flowers flying high in the sky. After the storm and drought, everything finally returned to peace on the earth. The length of one human life is not enough to express the depth of the cycle of reincarnation. Life and death can be 1,000 lifetimes, 10,000 years of wandering, or just a single moment. Namung Mon suddenly has wisdom. The human life's expectations are often limited. Limited in adversity and suffering. Only those who have experienced the heartbreaking song can. Imbued with universal love, sometimes a simple heart embraces a loving thought. People just need a little understanding. A little compassion. Mistakes turn into light. Mourning, suffering, everyone is afraid of. Pleasure, try to stop but still rush in. People only want the peaceful part and the bitter part. No one can replace us to receive the wish for peace. Peace is not hard to find, as long as people are willing to let go and not fight for it. No desire, no grasping, no creation, nothingness. Here emptiness is present. Need to look up to the blue sky, bow down, find a noble person to save you in danger. Trampling on suffering is also to let us experience the feeling of heartbreak that we, because of ignorance, have caused to them. Born throughout the years, whether intentionally or unintentionally, there is no suffering like this suffering. Every painful journey of life and death contains many other lessons and experiences. Each other to let wisdom grow deeper with the years of the world. Sentient beings in the red dust have so many experiences of being submerged in the sea of human suffering, where each person's own journey of experience begins to find the true, intact nature of creation. Transform a person's life into a function graph that goes up and down according to the unknown high-low short-long intersection shallow coffee or deep then finally go. Return to the original emptiness of the true nature of suffering. There is nothing to fear. What is important is what we realize from our own suffering and pain and stand up to accept it. Mend your heart, don't be afraid, don't panic, just hold on to your pure heart. Go into life with an empty soul and compassionate eyes. 3 steps on the road. The angel of goodwill leads the way for the person of the same ideal to feel the touch of Tatan in the middle of the place. In this world, people are not alone. Everything will pass and we will be at peace. Come back, it's okay, I'll be fine. Have you ever felt frustrated and hopeless when you have to constantly witness? When negative things happen around you, do you just want to withdraw? A route that dares not open its heart to go and receive other people's love. Others because you're afraid you'll get hurt. But have you ever secretly smiled when seeing a small gesture of kindness, like a girl helping an old man cross the street? Or someone who gives you a sincere word of encouragement when you need it most, as well as a small candle can light up a dark night. One kind act can drive away the darkness. The negativity that surrounds life is all we really need. Is to join hands to do good deeds for a better world. Life is like a journey on a train. When we are born we step on. Get on the train and meet mom and dad, and we believe that mom and dad will always be there, but then at some station mom and dad got off and left me alone for a while. As others pass by, they will board the train with us, our brothers and sisters, our friends. And half of us, many, will get off the ship and leave a permanent void. So that every time I think of it, my heart carries the cool train of life full of joy, anger, love and hate. Farewell and farewell, we do not know which station we will get off at, so we must live the best life to the fullest. Love, forgive, give the best in us, because when the time comes we must step off the train and leave a place forever empty. We should leave the best memories for those who will continue the journey. Life is a long journey with countless events and challenges that require us to we have to overcome, but life is not a trap waiting for us to fall into. But those challenging events will help us grow up with lessons, deep learning behind it. So what we learn from life is probably a lot. But there are lessons that we cannot ignore, such as the lesson of gratitude. How many times a day do you say and hear the word thank you when you ignore it? You say it with all your heart. Surely you have enjoyed it many times. Seeing someone's eyes light up when you give them a gift or help. They a good thing. When in trouble you lend a hand, people help grateful. It is not just saying thank you to someone, but also acknowledging the help. Their concern for themselves to bring each child's heart to a state of gratitude. True gratitude will be the power to make our lives better. More than a lesson in caring in life. Everyone needs love, care and sharing to live. It's simply a matter of seeing how the person lives their life, whether it's real or not. The most important thing is that love comes from the heart and knows how to teach. Trust others to remember that sometimes the simplest words teach the most. Single L easily erases the wounds in the hearts of people who care. Others are the way to enrich your soul. Everyone needs to be cared for. Mind and will share, so never mind if others need you or you need others. Lesson about help. Help in life. We do not live alone and not everything is possible. We can't get through it alone. We need help from everyone. People who need our help. For example, if someone is having trouble starting a business, an elderly person struggling to carry groceries, or a pregnant woman. Find a seat on the bus. When you encounter such situations, you can reach out and do what you should do. No lesson in self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to overcome obstacles, emotions, to take immediate action based on your thoughts and imagination. One day you were walking on the road and saw a big rock in the middle of the road. You picked it up. When you crossed the street, you left it there. An old man with poor eyesight behind unfortunately tripped over a stone and fell on the road. Oh, only now do you realize that if you do it yourself, if the calf had thrown away the stone, everything would have been different. The spirit of self-awareness would have been like a useful medicine to help you overcome diseases like procrastination. Laziness lets you do more good things in your life. I learned a lesson about sacrifice. Sacrifice is an indispensable part. In life, every dream has a price to pay. When dreaming becoming a reality also means you have to give up some things. Have the right to choose your sacrifice, so you choose later to sacrifice. Yours brings the best things to life and countless other lessons. But what matters is not how many lessons we learn, but what lessons we learn. What matters is how we implement those lessons in our lives. Turn those lessons into concrete actions to make your life better. We are better and more wonderful.